Story 1. TIFU. By driving a friend away in game, a friend got me to reinstall and play GTA 5 online again a few weeks ago, since he bought a new copy for himself since it was fully compatible with his Steam Deck, a handheld PC that uses Linux instead of Windows. He had previously had it on PlayStation. We played for the past few weeks. Well, about a week ago, after we are done heisting, I shoot him in game. The game had put a bounty on him for leaving my motorcycle club. I also hunt down our other friend who was with him for the loss. I expect the other friend to retaliate, so I put down proximity mines behind me as I go hide in the mine shaft. What I did not know is that there are cryptids Bigfoot hidden in-game, and that he was looking for one. Going the mine shaft to find the cryptid, he runs into the proximity mine and gets killed. He gets angry and quits the game for a few days. I feel like an asshat, so while I wait for him to return to the game, I do the setup missions, which are mostly annoying for all the heists, even completing some of those heists to reset them in hopes for more better loot, and doing the setup. So I have 4 heists ready to rock, giving him all the fun without the frustration. 2 days ago, Rockstar implements a new Andic heat, which doesn't even work. More importantly, it prevents anyone with a Steam Deck from playing GTA Online, meaning I can never make it up to my friend in game, nor can I play with him on that game. Till there, I griefed a friend in game, making him take a break for a few days. I was going to make it up to him, but the game developer locked out his device from the game, so I can't. Con1913 says, the good news is supposedly they're working on fixing it. Supposedly the anti-cheat can work natively on Linux, just needs some lines of code written. Like Steam seems to have stopped giving refunds for this issue, where the first few days they were cause they say they're working on it. This is just my observations because I own a deck in GTA V, so I've been watching the issue. StrikerX1360 says, I'm almost certain there are no cryptids in GTA Online. Belmol says, shooting friends in GTA is canon. You don't griefed your buddy. Relax. Story 2. To fool the worm question, those of us who aren't single know this question, either through social media or because the test has been presented to them before. And I knew of it as well. And still, when we were laying in bed and she was scrolling through Instagram, it just caught me off guard. Now for context, I am a German and live in Germany while she's Canadian. So this is me experiencing jet lag, and I'm also seeing her for the first time in person. Does this make things better? Probably not. Maybe makes it worse, actually. She turns to me almost nonchalantly as if she has already had this conversation with me before and could guess every word I'm about to say. Would you still love me if I was a worm? And I failed. In my defense, we had just woken up, and I was still a little sleepy. But I turned my dumb head towards her and say probably the single worst thing I could have said. No. How would that even work? Cue the utter look of disappointment. Him talking big, puppy eyes, shoving her lower lip forwards, pushing up her nose slightly. I pretty much got the whole you fucked up package delivered to my face. She says you could keep me in a little jar with dirt and leaves, and this is the moment a smart boyfriend realizes that this question has nothing to do with logic, but instead is more of a would you love me no matter what question with a cute and funny twist. And like the moron that I double down and say the second worst thing I could have said, but how do I love you? I can't really kiss you anymore or talk to you really. Boys, gals, everything in between and off the spectrum. If your partner asks you if you'd still love them if they were a worm, just say yes. The look of, well, I'm upset now doesn't make the victory in that discussion worth it. In my head, I thought the two of us were on even terms there. In her head, I simply should have said yes and moved on. Luckily, I quickly defused the situation by looking up how to hold worms as pets. One of the tips was that worms need to wiggle, so I wrapped her in a blanket and shook her a little while making a dumb noise. That made her so happy and giddy that all was right in the world again, but she did immediately tell her best friend who slid into my DMs to call me a dumbass and ask why I didn't just say yes. She has reminded me several times of what I have said already, and I get the feeling that she will not let me live this down anymore. Luckily, she's very easily distracted, and I get her giggly with the worms need to wiggle, but even as I'm typing this, I'm wondering what in the world I was thinking. Tilharigid asked if I would still love my girlfriend if she was a worm, and said no. Don't do that. Some of y'all worry me a little. This was a silly thing, not even that serious of a post, but funny. Enough to write about. But I have to say, if your first impulse upon hearing a silly question is to either insult your partner or make fun of them, you will probably end up writing an TIFU faster than you think. Anon says, remove just a mofo says, my ex asked me that in bed after masturbating each other. I answered yes, but it would be weird as fuck to masturbate a worm. We both had a good laugh. Lorark says, remember the correct answer is if you were a worm, I'd be a worm too, and I'd love you. Thanks for watching. I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.